We're here. Somebody say something.
Is the curtain up?
Yes.
But we can't see anything. It's like the end instead of the beginning. What's happening?
That fool stage manager has forgotten to bring up the lights.
Oh no, he hasn't forgotten, Ernest. There's something deliberate about this. I don't trust him.
You got him wrong, Winifred. He was very nice. He wouldn't play tricks on us, not him.
Just leave everything to me. I'll go off and talk to him.
But you can't.
Why not?
Don't you remember what he said? We're not to leave the stage until we have acted out the play.
He was just trying to be impressive. I've met his kind before. It's time he learned that actors are more important than stage managers.
He said it as if it were a law.
Well, I'm not going to just stand here in the dark. Lights! Hey, you out there, lights!
Maybe we're not as important as you think, Ernest. Let's just be quiet. Let's wait.
Is there an audience out there?
Yes. I can hear them soughing.
You can hear them what?
Soughing, dear. Breathing heavily, as in sleep.
I feel as if I'm asleep too.
Well, if we're going to talk about our feelings, we're not going to get anything done today.
Yes, asleep and dreaming. I'm a child again. I can imagine myself being led into a room full of people. They laugh and tell me to dance. I don't know what to do. I can't dance. So I just hop up and down on one foot. Up and down, up and down. Now they're applauding. My life's a great success. Why do I want to cry?
Well, that's more like it.
I knew he'd take care of us. I knew it.
The stage manager said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
The lights seem to be changing. It's worse than it was before.
And look, Winifred, you were right. There is an audience.
So there is.
Do you see them, Tony? Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, I see them.
They're waiting for us to begin.
Do they know what we're doing? Has it been explained to them?
I defy anyone to explain what we're doing on this stage.
I was just asking a question.
Well, don't ask questions, Tony. You'll only make yourself unhappy. Ernest said that we should begin, so let's begin.
Wait a minute, Laura. Tony may have a point there. I wonder if they do know what we're doing.
Maybe we ought to tell them.
Why don't you tell them? That's a great idea.
Me?
Sure, it was your bright idea.
I'm sure I could explain everything very lucidly.
I know, Ernest, but let him do it for a change.
I wouldn't know what to say.
I know you wouldn't.
Are you making fun of me, Winifred?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to... They say every actor has an occurring dream, or a reoccurring dream. They're up on a stage and they're in front of an audience. They don't know what their lines are, what the play is. That's the way it is with us this evening. Maybe we are dreaming. Maybe we're not really here. I don't know.
Oh, stop right there. I know I'm here, thank you. Irreparably, disgustingly, unwillingly here.
You'd better let me do it, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, an hour ago, each of us received a message to report here to this theater. There were jobs waiting for us. When we arrived, the stage manager told us we were to go on stage immediately before an audience and improvise a play, which we are about to do. You see how easy it is?
Yes, it's easy to say what happened. You didn't say what any of it means. Who are we? Why are we here? That's the important thing.
That young man has got rocks in his head.
Would it help if we told them our names, Tony?
An excellent suggestion, Laura. I was just about to think of it myself.
Well, here we go.
You probably know very little about us. My name is Ernest. I am returning to the stage after several successful seasons on the West Coast, where I scored personal successes in more than 20 films. Born of a theatrical family, I was reared in stage dressing rooms. At the age of 5, I scored
Ernest, you're not explaining anything.
I'm telling them who I am.
But it's more than that.
Be quiet, Tony. This is very interesting. I love hearing about other people.
All right, I'll be quiet.
Go on, Ernest.
Why don't you just be quiet, Ernest?
I haven't finished yet.
Well, they already know all about your achievements as a high-standing actor as yourself. Do you really want to bore them with all your experiences?
Well, no.
Then sit down.
It's your turn, Winifred.
Well, I am Winifred. I have had a rather cloudy career as an actress. You may have seen me, but you'll never remember me. I usually play the leading lady's best friend. I don't like theater, you can't trust it, and this is a perfect example. Next.
My name used to be Laura Lee, but somebody told me that a long stage name is bad luck, so I shortened it to Laura. It really hasn't helped me much, but I don't mind. Maybe I wasn't meant to be an actress. I think that's all.
Hold tight, everybody. Your turn, Tony.
I have nothing to say.
Tony, you've got to tell them something about yourself.
Why? None of you did. It's all so unreal. Who are you? Why are you here? Did you come here for enlightenment? For curiosity? Or were you two commanded?
We weren't any of us commanded.
Then what are we doing here? It's the only explanation. You're a celebrity. Surely this is beneath you. Laura wasn't meant to be an actress. Winifred hates the stage.
And you're afraid, aren't you?
Yes, I'm afraid. There. I told them something about myself.
Well, if that's all you have to say, sit down. You were humorous for a while, but not any longer. Soul searching is the lowest form of entertainment.
I don't see why you're afraid, Tony. You ask what we're doing here, the answer's quite simple. We are here to please the audience, and they are here to be pleased.
Why can't you be like Ernest, Tony?
The stage manager's really not going to like it if we don't do something soon.
Of course, Laura. I hope you will be patient with outbursts of this sort, ladies and gentlemen. Naturally, some of us are a little bit confused. But we will begin our play just as soon as we've made a few preparations. You see, the stage manager gave us instructions.
He wrote on the tables the words of the covenant.
Be quiet, Winifred. And I think it only fair to let you know what they are. First of all, our play will not end until he is completely satisfied with our performance.
Oh, that's a cheerful thing to say. He's one of those sour little men that never likes anything.
You'd better stop talking that way about him, Winifred. He's right there behind the wall. He can hear you. You might offend him.
Oh, that's nothing compared to what he's done to me.
But he's so important and good. I have great faith in him. He's been very kind to us.
I thought you wanted to begin, Laura.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ernest.
Secondly, we are not permitted to leave the stage until the play has ended. And last of all, our play is to be an imitation of life.
No, that's wrong. Well, it is. That's not what he said.
Are you sure, Tony?
I listened very carefully. He didn't say it was to be an imitation of life. He said it was supposed to be life.
Oh, I think maybe you're right.
That's one thing I know.
Ridiculous. Plays can be about life, like life, for life, or against it.
The best ones are against it.
But they cannot be life.
That's what he said.
Yes, those were his very words.
For once you're wrong, Ernest. This is a pleasant surprise.
I am not wrong. I know that's what he said. I just wanted to see if you remembered it.
We did.
All right, let's go.
What do we do?
Well, we stand up and we smile. we say brilliant things. How do you do, Lord Fiddle?
How do you do, Lady Faddle?
How nice of you to come.
How nice of you to let me.
How nice of you to say so.
Oh, how nice.
How charming.
How delightful.
Curtain. Well, I guess that wasn't good enough.
Of course not, Winifred. I didn't even have a characterization yet.
We won't get anywhere that way. We can't just jump into the middle of it. We've got to know what we're doing.
I beg your pardon. I know what I'm doing.
We've got to have some place to start.
You're so sure of yourself. Find it.
Well, there's got to be something here that can help us. Maybe if we looked at the set.
I've already looked.
What's wrong with it?
Absolutely nothing. It has served its purpose for generations.
It's new to me. Look at the distortions.
Where?
The door frame's crooked. The walls are uneven.
Oh, yes.
There are no distortions. The set is perfectly all right.
Well, what could it be?
Well, it's obviously a living room, and you only find living rooms in houses, so it must be somebody's home.
Well, what is home without a mother?
There, Tony, I've got you one character already.
But who will play it?
Well, there's, Winifred.
Oh no, there isn't, Winifred.
Why not? You're perfect.
I won't do it.
Yes, you will. You have just the right quality, I have decided.
Well, you can just turn around and undecide. My high school pageant, I played a reindeer. My first professional role, I was a maid, one who gives exposition. Subsequently, I played wisecracking cynics of the easy virtue. And I was qualified for all of them, too.
Well, I should think a mother might be a nice change for you then.
I won't do it.
What do you want to do?
Well, sticking my neck out just once, I'd like to have someone, I'd like to be the sweet young thing where everyone falls in love with me. Don't laugh. Don't any of you laugh, or I'll leave this theater this very minute. I don't care what God Almighty says. I am serious.
But that's Laura's part.
It's always Laura's part. I want to do it just once.
I'm sure I don't know why. Ingenues are such sticky, spineless things.
I want to be sticky.
Oh, but there's so much more to a good character role.
Well, then you be the mother.
I'd love to, but I don't think Ernest will let me.
I certainly wouldn't. That's Winifred's part.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to have my say.
And Tony will play your son.
Is that the best I can do?
Don't worry, Winifred. I don't like it any more than you do.
And what's the matter with you?
Me play her son? I wouldn't know the first thing to do.
Try hopping up and down on one foot.
Another joke. Good for you, Winifred.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
The reason I can't play the part is because I've never been a son. Oh, I had parents, wonderful parents. So wonderful that when I was 6, they told me I'd been a mistake. They hadn't wanted me and would I please not get in their way. I got in the way of them having a good time. They wanted to laugh. They laughed at anything, especially the things they didn't want to understand, the way Winifred does.
They probably were very cruel. Am I?
If I say yes, you'll feel like you think I'm feeling sorry for myself. If I say no, I won't be telling the truth.
I don't mean to be cruel. I feel kindly about most things, but I'm ashamed of it, so it just doesn't come out that way. Letting yourself go is the most humiliating thing that can happen. I think you could play my son, Tony.
All right, I'll do it.
And Laura will be your sweetheart. You've just become engaged, and you brought her home to meet your mother.
What will you play, Ernest?
Well, I'm a friend of the family. wealthy, handsome, dashing, influential, wise, the backbone of the play, the one who resolves out the conflict in the end.
Oh, does there have to be a conflict?
Of course, who ever heard of a play without a conflict?
What will it be? Do I have to be in it?
Yes. Winifred is, let's see. Winifred doesn't like you because you're stealing her son. And she's a fighter, so she'll do anything to break up the engagement. But what she doesn't realize is that you're a fighter too, and neither of you will give in. Conflict.
And how do you propose to resolve that?
Well, you're only jealous of Laura because you're lonely and you have no one but Tony to love. So I'll marry you and that will settle everything.
But won't Tony's father object?
He's dead.
That's the part I want to play.
And Tony and I get married?
Yes.
That's perfect, Ernest. I'm so glad it has a happy ending. I don't know how you came up with that. Go ahead, say the first line.
Give me a moment. My boy, this is a very serious step you are about to take. Marriage is the most important event in a man's life. In a woman's too. So be sure, my children, be very, very sure before you fall in love. Enough.
Of course she loves my son. Women have been attracted to him his whole life. In fact, when he was 3 years old, his governess cut her throat for unrequited love.
Oh, I do love him. I do. Just the sight of him, the sound of his voice, the touch of his hand, the way his eyes crinkle up at the corner when he smiles.
Oh, how sticky can you get?
Wasn't that all right? It's a sentimental comedy.
It's a farce.
You're both wrong. It's a drama.
What difference does it make? The important thing is that you don't mean what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense.
You don't like it.
It's not a question of liking.
Now listen, Tony. I have been in the theater a great deal longer than you have, and I'm tired of your telling me how to do things.
But it's pointless if we don't believe in ourselves, isn't it?
You're right, Winifred. Rocks. Big ones.
Oh, yes.
Please, let's keep going. It spoils it if we stop it after every line.
Come here, son. Sit down. For heaven's sakes, give me your hand.
I'm sorry, Mother.
Now, tell me all about it. How did you meet?
We met.
Where, my boy? That's the important thing. I've always felt that one should be very careful where one falls in love. Now, in my case, it was...
Ernest,
What's the matter? I was just about to get in a nice bit of character exposition.
it's his scene. Now tell me all about it. How did you meet?
I don't know.
Try.
Ernest, where did we meet?
On a bus.
On a bus.
On a bus.
We were sitting together.
In the same seat.
I lost my purse.
She didn't have any money.
He paid my fare.
It was only $1.
The conductor was about to throw me off. It was awfully funny.
I almost died laughing.
Ernest, say something.
Well, oh, what's the use? The audience will be walking out in a minute.
I wish we could.
We've got to go on.
Are you happy?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're supposed to be very happy in this scene. Happy and self-assured. You're a fighter. You're a fighter.
Oh my God, Ernest, we all have to be fighters?
Once I was walking down the street. My mother and father were in front of me, arm in arm. I was very small. Suddenly I just stopped walking. They kept on, not noticing. I remember counting all the people that filled in the gap between us. Finally, I just couldn't see them anymore. I was alone. I think I was happy then.
Well,
That was the only time.
you should have.
Go ahead, Winifred, say something brittle and smart.
Well, I was going to, but I want to be kind.
You weren't acting, Tony. That really happened.
I know.
But don't you see? You're happy in the scene.
Never mind, Laura. He's hopeless.
Oh. Give him some time, Ernest.
Is there? The stage manager isn't going to put up with this forever. We've been out here a lifetime already.
You're always so impatient.
We've completely lost the thread of the play. We're not doing anything the way we planned it. It would be so simple if he would only act.
Well, Lester, are you happy?
Nothing is any clearer. Lights and colors are still diffused and whirling like a pinwheel. The world is inside out as it has always been, but something's happened. It's easier.
What happened?
You were kind.
Winifred, if you won't think of us, at least think of the audience.
Tony, you're supposed to be in love with me!
I'm not in love with you. I won't pretend that I am.
But that's all that you can do. That's all any of us can do, is pretend. That's all that there is.
Yes, that's all that there is. But that's not all there might be. For just a second, there was something more. The only right thing that's happened to me since I came out here. If that was wrong because it wasn't part of the play, then I don't want to be part of the play either.
What are you going to do?
There's only one thing I can do.
You wouldn't dare leave.
Why not? Because of them? I have nothing to give them, Ernest, except myself. And that doesn't seem to be good enough.
Tony, the stage manager. What will he do to you?
I don't care anymore. He tells us the play is the most important thing we do. He's convinced you of it. Well, I can neither fear nor respect anyone who puts such high value on hypocrisy. He can damn me if he wants to.
But Tony, don't you wonder about me?
Will you come with me, Winifred? I'd like that.
Oh, I'd like to. But you're different from me. You have done everything you set out to do. You have a clear conscience. I still have things to be said and done. So I just can't go. Not just yet.
Will he come back?
Not after this. He'll never see the inside of a theater again.
Then our play is ruined. Disappointment isn't new to me. Things are always going to be so wonderful, but then they never are. I keep telling myself, well, never mind, that's how it must be. There's nothing that you can do about it. But this time, there was something that I should have done. I just don't know what it was.
Poor Tony. The kid was no actor. Anyone could tell that. I don't see how he got the job. He had nothing. No experience, no imagination, none of the things you've got to have to be a success on the stage. Thank God I've never been worried that way. If I had, I wouldn't be what I am today.
And just what are you today, Ernest?
What?
I said, what are you today?
What a ridiculous question, Winifred. You know perfectly well that I am a...
Yes, I know. But do you, sitting smugly back, shaking your head, saying, poor Tony. He's the only one that made a go of it.
What do you mean? I was doing an excellent job until this happened.
Oh, Ernest.
Wasn't I?
Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to put it into words? Just exactly what you are today?
I've always believed strongly in my abilities and my chance to become a success. They placed me just a notch above other people. I've always been sure that I could cope with any situation or circumstance and act with precision and wisdom. This is what my life has been built upon. If I lose it, I lose myself. No, Winifred, I don't want you to say it. I have no need of your opinion. It is unimportant. It means nothing to me. As long as the audience likes me.
As long as you have their approval. This is our play, an improvisation, acting parts that are different from us while trying to hide our regular characters. Why do we do it? Because the stage manager said so, and that's the way it should be. Endless yearning for applause. Whatever happened to that play?
I don't understand you, Winifred.
Never mind, Laura. Let's get on with the play. Where'd we leave off?
I know we should get on with it, but I can't be disappointed again.
Come on, Laura. Ernest and I will help you, won't we, Ernest?
Why? Of course, Winifred.
What we have to do is that we have to figure out how to get through the scene without Tony. Ernest, you always think of good ideas. What do you say?
Give me a moment. I'll think of something.
Laura, any suggestions?
You do it, Winifred. You do it.
Okay. What if he became ill? Or maybe he went to the kitchen for a bite to eat.
Perhaps he received a telephone call. That's always good.
Yes, an important message about a job he's been offered. He had to go right away.
There we go. Now we can finish the play.
Oh, the lights.
What about the lights? They're still the same, aren't they?
The play is ended.
And we haven't done anything.
Oh, yes, we have. We have done everything we set out to do, Laura.
What's happened? It's dark again. I don't understand.
Ernest, for once you don't understand.
But the audience, what about them?
What about them, Ernest? Don't you see? They're not any different from us. For when the curtain falls and the house lights go up, they still have to go on improvising.